Hey, good morning, everybody. Joe, welcome.
Good morning. Yes, good morning.
How's everybody doing today? Happy Monday, beginning of the week. I can see I got a little bit of signal issue here with my Wi-Fi and internet. So if I'm glitching up, bear with me. Hopefully, as I start closing some of these tabs and talking about all this stuff, it will get better. It will get better. If you're just jumping in, don't forget, smash up that like button. Appreciate that very much. Matter of fact, I know Army Piper said he was going to be sending people over here. So as you're kind of coming in, welcome. Appreciate everybody being here. Yes. All right. Look, here we go. Dave Digital in the house. Appreciate you. Let's see. Automatic Beats. Well, this is going so fast, I can't even keep up with it. Automatic Beats is in the house. Appreciate you. And that's okay. You can lurk. I got it. You can lurk. Yes. Wait, right here. This is what I was trying to. The Matrix is real, man. That's true. Joe knows. Joe definitely knows.
Oh, yeah.
Your camera went out on you in the middle of your stream yesterday, right? Didn't it? Was it
just
yesterday?
messing up. And everything's fine. I actually closed out tabs and everything, and then sure enough, I started seeing that I'm lagging. I can see it on my OBS. I'm lagging a little bit. I was like, oh man, like for me, that annoys the heck out of me when the sync isn't there. And then so I'm letting my people know, and then all of a sudden it just goes out. It's like, all right, Matrix, here we go.
Yep. Truth, man. It's true. It's true. Hey, listen, everybody. I put a poll to go into what I'm going to be talking about at the end, which is about the potential auditing of Fort Knox. So tell me what you think. Do you really think we're going to be auditing Fort Knox or not? I don't know. I'll give you my opinion at the end. You'll have to wait around for that. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. We're going to be talking about the SEC pulling a lot of their investigations down. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin getting into the the Senate banking subcommittee for starting to get some discussion there. And then again, we're going to be heading to Fort Knox. So I guess we should probably get it going. Joe, I guess we'll start out with the fear and greed index as usual, and then we'll kick over to you. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, here's what we got for the fear and greed index. This thing is at 49. That's neutral, basically. I can see that. You know, some weeks it surprises me. This week, yeah, not so much. Maybe it should be a little bit lower in the case of surprise, as it were. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I would think that it'd be a little bit lower, but so what's the number at again? Because I don't see it.
49.
49. Yeah, 49 sounds about right then.
Is it not showing up on the screen?
No, it's not. Oh. I don't see it. But we can just talk about it. So 49, that's, I would say about right. Because right now, it's not looking great. It hasn't been looking great in a while. So it's ugly out there, guys. It really is. It's really ugly right now.
Yes, indeed. And we got a lot of people jumping in. Appreciate everybody being here. Username in the house. Appreciate username. And I know this thing is going so fast, I'm going to end up missing people, so I apologize. Jesse in the house. Appreciate you. Army Piper, thank you for forwarding everybody here this morning. Much appreciated. We are having some technical difficulties, ironically, but I appreciate everybody being here and everybody's patience. I'm hoping as I close out some of these tabs, we'll be doing a little bit better. So, Joe, you ready to take it over?
Let's go.
All right, let's see. Hopefully your tab shows up here. I can see it. Let's see.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. I feel better now. All right. It's all you, Joe. Go ahead.
All right, very good. So this is your Bitcoin update. This is on the 12-hour time frame. Reason for a 12-hour, just so we can see more of these candles and less of the ups and downs, all of the noise. What we're looking at, it's pretty much the same thing, where we're in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend. It's not looking good. We cannot get bullish. I mean, you can be bullish all you want, but the market and the chart tells us whether we are bullish or bearish. Right now, we're still bearish. And the reason we're bearish is because we have a high, lower high, lower high. Now, what we had was a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then we eventually broke it. We broke the high right here. This was our chance to get bullish. You cannot be bullish if you continuously break lows. And
That's true.
for me, I love watching other people, and I love how they teach and they mentor and everything else. And I was watching somebody earlier today, and they literally talked about 15 minutes why they are bearish and not bullish. I'm gonna summarize that 15 minutes in a few seconds. You cannot be bullish if you're breaking lows. There you go. What was
There
that?
you
8 seconds?
go.
That's how simple my mentorship is. You cannot be bullish unless you start breaking highs. I mean, it's literally that easy. If you just break it down, here we're breaking, we're doing highs, lower high, lower high. So we can't be bullish until we break it. We finally break it. Now the next step is we need to maintain it. I mean, it's literally like these are the steps. You have to break it. Now you have to maintain it. And if you think about it, take away all the complex terms and everything else. If you break this support, well, guess what? You're coming down again until you regain that support, maintain it, and then now make higher highs, higher lows. And that's what it comes down to. Here we were bearish, bearish, bearish. Now's our sign of bullish, okay, and then it breaks through. We go back to bearish. Now, can the price go up and down in these different zones or areas that you have? Sure, of course. It's supposed to. But in order to be bullish, once it breaks this level, and right now we are bearish, and I hate, man, I want to be bullish already. I really want to be bullish. Here, these are the levels that we had earlier, and so right now, so let me go to a 4-hour time frame. Right now, these are my levels that I did not want to break. One of them was 94.94.4. I did not want to break this. I believe it's on the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, I like trading Bitcoin on the 1 hour, just because I've had higher success rate on the 1 hour, and we're using the candle body closes. Here, I did not want it to break. I was hoping we get a bounce here in this other little zone, but we did just, I mean, like butter, like a hot knife to butter, just went through it like nothing. We're bouncing off of this area, which is our bounce zone, and it's tapping it, went into it again, went to our second line. Again, the 1 hour time frame, it's done really well for me. Went right to it and then bounced up. Hopefully, this is the bounce that we're wanting. I don't like the fact that we're going to our bounce zone. I really don't. This is our safety net, and it's kind of like a trampoline. But in my opinion, Bitcoin, if you can just kind of think of it, Bitcoin is a big old bowling ball with like razors attached to it. And yet, it bounces off of the trampoline, the bounce zone, it bounces, but every time it's making a cut. And it bounces again, and it bounces again. The more times that it bounces, the greater chance of it falling through that trampoline, entering our bounce zone 2, which is, this is the danger zone for me, because and I just throw these numbers out of the air. We have about an 85% chance that it's going to do a bearish retest if it goes up and then comes down. I go over more of this on my channel, and I go live every single day, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I'm also doing a lot of midnight streams, 12 a.m., anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. So this way I get people from across the world on the West Coast. So definitely check me out. This right here, what I'm looking at right now. So let's go to a smaller time frame, just so I can show what I think what might happen right now. Now it's very important, and I love this. I was watching. I believe it was Lunar Beaches Crypto, which he has a show called Mad Markets After Dark on the Piper Academy Network. That channel has 5 shows, guys.
Yes.
So what you want to do is you want to be around good people and people who know what they're talking about. The Piper Academy Network has 5 shows. So definitely check them out. And this show they're referring to is the 11 p.m. show. It's Thursday through Sunday through Thursday. And they were talking about basically in reference to the different, time frames, when to enter and everything else. So I strongly recommend everybody watching that channel as well. Same thing here. I mean, I see you, CCM, where like you're doing a bunch of different collabs, and that's what you need. If you just watch one person, you're just gonna have their one idea.
Yes.
But if you're watching all these other people that are collabing with other people, you're getting a wealth of knowledge from different backgrounds, different lengths of time they've been in crypto, and that's why I absolutely love being a part of Crypto Coin Mindset, Piper Academy Network. It's not just one mindset to where you're just like, this is all I know, this is all I'm gonna do. So I just want to say thank you to Piper Academy Network. I love it. I love it. Now,
I love Piper Academy. I mean, I don't do a lot of trading, but I love just being part of that community. And I actually it's funny, I just put the link in the live chat, even though it's in the description of all my videos and live streams. But Alexandra G, the Mob Queen, beat me to it. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Alexandra.
Yeah, all of them are beasts. Now, in reference to Bitcoin, 15-minute time frame, beautiful bounce right off of this level that we got from the 1 hour time frame from candle body closes. It's coming up here. I wouldn't be surprised that if it either retraced from here or possibly into our box. Now, what we want to see is price possibly go up, retrace, because this is healthy. We need to see retracements, and then break this high. This is what we want to see. It's just level by, and I say this all the time, level by level. Now, does this make me bullish? No. Does this make me bullish? No. Does this make me bullish? No. But every break that it does, it increases the chance for us to break these higher levels that we have on a higher time frame. And that's what you want. You always want to look at the higher time frames. But any questions on Bitcoin?
I don't. You got exactly. You just said exactly what I'm feeling. I'm just kind of waiting for it to fall through that zone that you have right there. It just looks way as bullish as I am with all of everything going on with Bitcoin. It just looks wicked weak to me. Wicked in the way of weak.
And right now, currently, like and it sounds funny to say, but we are bullish on Bitcoin. Because, well, we've been breaking highs and haven't been breaking lows. This is the bigger time frame, the macro picture. And right now, we're just kind of in this zone. Until we break this zone, until we break this low, we stay bullish, macro term. But right now, I mean, it's ugly. It's ugly.
Agreed.
Now, I do have another chart I want to show. HBAR.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I don't know if you want to do that now or...
Of which one?
HBAR.
Oh, can we hold that one until I talk about that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Because we got a lot of stuff going on. I want to catch up on some of these comments. We got a bunch of people that have kind of jumped in. Appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you smash up that like button. Not that Alexandra G hasn't told you all that already. She is all over it. And so is Jesse. Jesse's awesome. We've got Sins in the house. Just trying to catch up with people who've come in since I gave some shout outs. Appreciate that. Yes, Alexander G with the caps. I love it. And RS Miller, appreciate you being here, sir. Let's see. Jesse, yeah, she is lightning. Like I said, by the time I got a copy of the link and got it, she was already like, bam, she's all over it. All over it. Wick 589 in the house. Appreciate you being here. Joe, don't push that diversity stuff on me. I love it. Gotta have a good time, man. Gotta have a good time. And yes, I'll say it in every stream. USD has been backed by gold since Nixon. Truth. And I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, but I mean, the last time they had an audit, and I'm using my air quotes here, was 1974, and that was more like a photo op with a bunch of senators and a pile of gold. So who knows? There was no audit that happened that day. So anyway, and Crypto Jar is in the house. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Thank you. All right. So what else we got today? We got a bunch of stuff today. And as normal, we go through the national debt. We're going to do that in a minute. Joe, take your medicine if you haven't done it already,
I
brother.
did.
All right. I'm just got to make sure, man. Got to make sure. And then we're going to be talking, like I said, a lot of stuff that the SEC, a lot of that investigation stuff has been pulled away off the table, liking that. We're going to watch or actually talk about Bitcoin going to the Senate Banking Subcommittee. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Fort Knox. All right, here we go. Let's bring up when Joe and I were live last week. I tried to show you the comparison. When Joe and I were live last week, this is where we were with regard to the amount of debt and, of course, Doge, because I'm happy that Doge is listed on this calendar as well.
Me too.
All right, so 36,491 billion is where we were this time last week. And for the Doge clock, we had a savings of 105 billion. It, again, just amazes me that they have, like, I think the last figure was like 2% is all they've kind of gone through. And this is the savings with only 2% of things being audited. Holy cow, is that crazy or what? That's insane.
Beyond crazy. And in such a short amount of time. Like
exactly
maybe 6 months, 8 months. But Elon said it's literally like going into a room and having a target on the ceiling, on the floor, on the walls, to where you can literally close your eyes and just shoot, and you're going to find something.
And you're going to hit it.
That's sad, man.
It is how inefficient our. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, I'm not a complete, completely oblivious to the fact that our government is inefficient as hell and loves to waste money and steal money and all that kind of good stuff. But holy cow, again, to maybe 2%. That's all I got. Just like, wow. All right, let's take a look at where we are now. We'll take the live view of the national debt and Doge. Bring that up on the screen right here. So here we are. Current debt, 36,520 billion. So basically, that's about $30 billion in an increase in 1 week. And that seems to be about what we're averaging over the last month or so with regard, since like Trump took office. I mean, we've done, it's been somewhere between like 29 billion and 35 billion, it seems to be on average, right. Which again, still a shit ton of money. Sorry, just is. That needs to slow down. And you and I talked about this last week. I would have thought it might have slowed that spigot a little bit more by now. I get it. We're only into it for a month, but still. Right. But here's the number I like seeing go up. Doge clock right here, 131 billion. So that's like a $26 billion savings in 1 week. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Absolute craziness. Joe, I'll tell you, if we can slow that national debt clock down a little bit and keep this Doge clock going up, you may not need your medicine anymore.
Let's go, Doge. Let's go.
Oh, man. Just had to do that. Just had to say that. All right. I guess we're going to get into the good stuff, and Joe's going to come back and take a look at HBAR because there's some news about HBAR going on. Well, what's Jesse saying? I love seeing everyone in the Billy Goat Tail stream last night. Yes, and Joe actually went early on his stream and helped to bring people over to the Billy Goat Tail stream on YouTube. I was watching from X because, again, certain times, certain days of the week, I can't do the YouTube thing. But yes, if you haven't already watched it, Jesse just dropped that link. Make sure you're showing that some love. Lots of good information there. Matter of fact, I am very much looking forward to their X Space this Tuesday. There's going to be some good information going on there. I think they said they're going to be talking revocable trust, taxes, lots of good information with that. So make sure you catch that. Matter of fact, if Jesse or Alexandra, feel free, drop that link into the live chat, please, so everybody has that. All right, let's get to work here. Let's start with what the SEC is pulling off the table with regard to with regard to some of their lawsuits against this space. All right, let's start with this one. OpenSea. I couldn't believe that they even brought this one to bear back in the day. I mean, OpenSea, everybody in this space and the people who are here in this live chat know right now, NFT marketplace, basically. That's what it is. And, the SEC under Gary Gensler was all about kind of diving in and trying to rip this space apart. And here we go. SEC ends investigation into NFT marketplace OpenSea with no enforcement action. Thumbs up on that, Joe. What do you agree with that?
Oh yeah.
100%. Yeah, I mean, yep, get rid of it. Get rid of it. But guess what? It doesn't stop there. And a matter of fact, I even added some stuff that's not that wasn't in the description. I put all the links to everything I show you in the description, but here's the other piece. There was just so much of it. I just added it in, but this one, you got a link right here. Coinbase, for those who, again, I got mixed feelings about Coinbase, but the fact that they're not going to have any more action taken against them from the SEC, I'm all about that. Let's get any of this litigation off the table and start moving the space forward. I'm all about that positivity. Any thoughts about this one, Joe, that you want to throw in there before I'm moving on?
I think Coinbase has done a really excellent job trying to provide all the information that was needed, and the SEC kept on giving them the runaround. Like the Coinbase was literally doing everything and then some. It's like, what else can I do? What else do you need? And they're like, oh, yes, we'll get back to you. And so hats off to Coinbase. I don't like them as an exchange just because the fees are so big, but they're very accessible to the U.S. citizens. And I think they did a great job.
Yep. Overall, I mean, and we need, let's be honest, we need some of these bigger entities to stand up to regulators, much like Ripple did with the XRP thing. And boy, that was huge for the space. We've talked about that many times. And even Coinbase, again, like you just said, high fees. I don't like that they are all about giving out people's information and this, that, and the other thing. But they do have a crypto advocacy program as well. So I'll take what I can get. And the fact that we can get that SEC lawsuit or pending litigation off of their back, I'll take it. Now, this one I added in after the fact, the Coinbase newsletter. I saw it this morning. And again, I do this all the time. I set up the stream usually on a Sunday for Monday. And then on Monday morning, I log in, I start looking at stuff, and then bam, something new comes up. So I added this one in right here. The SEC has officially closed its investigation into Robinhood and will not pursue any more law enforcement action with regard to that. I'm going to put this link into the live chat real quick. So make sure that you go ahead and check that out on your own. And bam, there it goes. And I don't know, I was excited to see this too, Joe. I'm no fan of Robinhood. Don't use it for crypto. Hell, I don't even use it for trading stocks, to be quite frank. But I was glad to see this go away as well. Anything you want to add to that?
I think with the new administration and the new just people in office in these certain fields or offices, I guess, we're going to see a lot of this, and especially from the SEC, to where it's like, you know what, it was bad management last time. We're going to just start fresh, and right now, we're seeing it. So yeah.
Yes, I agree. And now Piper was talking about Litecoin on his show this morning, and I love Litecoin. I've talked about Litecoin for a long time. I still use it. It's what I pay my VPN service with, et cetera, and I stack a little bit aside for my grandkids outside of everything else. And I think it's gonna have a good future. But now, here you go, the listing for the Canaries Litecoin Spot ETF has been listed on the DTCC website, and that's generally the step right before there's approvals and it goes eligible for live trading. That's usually the step. So to me, huge news. I mean, we've seen a lot of price action, good positive price action, if you ask me, with Litecoin, Joe. I mean, you're probably tracking it a lot closer than I am, but feel free, throw your 2 cents in there. But I'm thinking that this is great for Litecoin.
Oh, heck yeah. And with Litecoin, of course, it's a dinosaur coin, and a lot of people love it. A lot of people made money with it last time, and well, they're going to get back to it again. It's a safer coin, and it can move much faster than other coins that are just as large. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, people like it just because, well, it's tested and tried and true, so they're going to stick with it.
Yeah, it's got good history. I agree. I mean, like Charlie Lee or whatever, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is it's usable and definitely quicker than using Bitcoin. Probably not Bitcoin Cash. I think they're about the same as far as that is concerned. But I definitely like using Litecoin for what it's intended to be used for. Use it as money. Now, the next thing I want to point out, actually, before I jump into this, I'm kind of just like clipping along here because I'm feeling a little under the gun for time, because when we're done here today, we're going to be heading over to Joe's stream. Joe goes live in about almost a half an hour, and we want to go over there, raid his live stream, and show him some love and support over there. And not for nothing, he's bringing the alpha, and the great information is coming. So sit tight. You won't even have to do anything. YouTube will just forward you right over there. But we're going to listen to Joe again in a minute, because here we go. I'm going to bring up the whole HBAR thing. Again, found this morning. I'll put the link in the chat. And here you go. Another HBAR ETF filing, this time for NASDAQ. I mean, I've been a fan of HBAR. I mean, I get it. They're more centralized, but you know what? You can stake it. It's going to be the part of the infrastructure that's going to help to bring TradFi into DeFi, in my opinion. It's one of the ISO coins. So lots, in my opinion, of good things coming with regard to HBAR. I saw this morning, Joe, and I got to believe, again, I'm not going to lie, I haven't looked. I've got to believe, though, that this has done some like major price action for HBAR. You got that ready? We can talk about it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, there it is.
Yeah, so for me, the way I trade, the way I mentor, the way I do everything, as you know, very simple. Very simple. We need to break these highs. It has been moving the past, this is on a 4-hour time frame. So for the past, let's say about 9 hours, it's been moving, give or take. And with that being said, in order for us to enter, a safer entry would be the break of 0.24551. Why? Well, because we have this level that's right here. It's really close to this level. You could enter here, but it's just higher risk. Now, depending on, because again, everybody's different. This is only 10% difference. So for me personally, I would rather miss out on 10%, knowing that when my alert goes off and I enter the trade, it's going to be much better market. Because what we could do, it would just bring it up here, something like this. When the alert goes off, let's go. This is what I'm looking for. If you want to enter now, you can enter. Not financial advice, of course. But
Right.
Let's say it does come up to here. It could do something like this. And now it's getting rejected here, maybe come up. And now you're waiting much longer than if you were just wait for your alert to go off. Let the trades come to you and try not to chase. But right now, this looks great. The only thing is, just this looks pretty much kind of like how Link looks, where it was doing lower highs, possible bounce. However, this one looks way better than Link right now. I believe it was Link, because Link, it just rolled over. Because again, we're front running the breaks of these highs, and when you do that, you increase the likelihood of a rollover or a failed, or just it coming down. But if you just wait just a little bit more, you can secure your just a better entry. But right now it's looking good. I mean, it's coming up. We're looking at it to possibly break this level. So let's go ahead and put the level that we needed to break for starters. And every level, so this is the first level, which is right at 21.83.2. This is the first level it needs to break. It tried to, but this is why you want to wait for the candles to close so that you don't get fake outs. But I mean, it's looking good in my opinion. It just needs to start. This is the so when you roll a snowball, down the hill, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And what you need is that first step. And the first step for it to go up is this right here. This is our first step. And then we have this one right away. So whenever I do this, that just means that we can come up, get rejected here, come down, and then maybe do this. So This is the first step. This is the second step. And then, of course, third step. But since these are so close together, it's safer to go here.
Well, to me, it's perfect why you say set the alert and let it go. It makes good sense because yes, how often do you think you got it and then it rolls right over and then just tumbles down the hill? So
right. Yeah, and I've talked about this a lot on my streams where the difference between catching a falling knife and buying the bottom is what happens after the fact. After you enter, and it just, once you buy it, if it continues to roll over, well, then you bought a falling knife. However, if it goes up, well, then you bought the bottom. The only difference is what happens after you buy it. And of course, I go over that on my channel as well.
Yes. Again, link to Joe's channel in the description as always. I appreciate Joe being here. Joe's here all the time. Friday nights. Speaking of Friday nights, let me I'm going to just pull this and we can chat for a second about that. Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I do Crypto on the Rocks every week. Joe is pretty much a fixture, although this week he took a little hiatus and I don't blame him. He needs that hiatus every once in a while. When he does his midnight stream, we basically stay all night, have a drink or two, and talk crypto, have a good time, have a laugh, and then we go on over and we raid Joe's stream, and we have a lot of fun even into Joe's stream. Basically, Crypto on the Rocks carries over to Joe's stream. So thank you, Joe. I appreciate you being here. You have no idea.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's get to it. So what we're going to talk about. Bitcoin legislation in the U.S. It's been talked about. It keeps saying it's coming. We're talking Bitcoin reserves, this, that, the other thing. Well, here we go. The Senate Banking Subcommittee is holding a hearing on Bitcoin and crypto legislation. Well, this is from last week, so this week. Okay, so this week right now. And I love the comment here at the end from Senator Lummis. And so it begins. That's like perfect to me. Now, listen, the one thing that's for certain is our government moves at the speed of a snail. So it's not like this is going to be an immediate wham, bam, here we go. Let's get some Bitcoin in a strategic reserve kind of thing going on. But the fact that it's in its proper subcommittee in the Senate and the fact that they're actually even discussing the issue to me is a major positive for the space as a whole. Thoughts, Joe? You want to throw anything in on that? I know you agree with me, but
yeah, no, I agree completely. It's starting, guys. It's starting. It's going to take a while, but this is much better than the thoughts process a year or two ago, where it's like, God, crypto bad. Now it's like, okay, this could be what we really do need. So I'm happy.
It's amazing how far we've come, isn't it, Joe? I mean, in just this small amount of time. It's a very, all things being equal, very small amount of time. And yes, the last 4 years were very long and arduous and painful. Yes. And I've got a whole bunch of other adjectives to throw out there with regard to what the last 4 years were. Oh, man. All right.
I'm curious, and I know we're pressed on time, but I'm really curious to know if red and blue dye has the hair color has increased in stocks. I'm really I would like to know that. I mean, I'll Google that later, but yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget purple. Gotta get the purple one.
Purple.
Yeah, the purple one. Oh, good Lord. All right, we're going to move on. And now this has absolutely nothing to do with any of that, but I thought it was so interesting. I had to bring it up here. You've got a hiker climbing Mount Everest and takes the time to unfurl a Bitcoin flag and, wave it around, take a picture. I mean, who would have thought about that even in the last bull cycle? Right? I mean,
that's cool.
You really wouldn't even see it. My humble opinion, you wouldn't see it at all. But I just, again, has nothing to do with any of the legislation that's going on or any of that with regard to the U.S. But I just thought it was worthy of showing that because, again, it just, to me, it just indicates the change in the outlook for the space as a whole. And again,
right.
Bitcoin in particular here, but outlook as a whole. Okay. It's time to talk gold. I almost tried to invite Daniel Diaz on here this morning, but I know he's got a bunch of legislation stuff going on right now in Florida, so I didn't want to stress him out about trying to actually come on this stream, but I may do another stream a little later on to just talk about gold. We'll see how that goes. But I saw this over the weekend, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of made me wonder and pause and go, initially. So London gold market defaults on physical deliveries. One of the world's largest refineries informed its customers that the London warehouses were empty and that the London gold market was dry of liquidity. And we've heard, or at least I've heard, this kind of thing a few times over the past, let's say 2 weeks. And actually, I didn't put it in here because I have way too many tabs open this morning. But I saw another one that said that they're not even, like, a lot of these clearinghouses for these gold bars are not even accepting orders anymore. And they highlighted, including the one in Switzerland. So it tells me that there is a huge demand for gold, and that there's no keeping up with the demand, or at least the current level of demand for gold. And this worries me a little bit, Joe. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
where's all the gold at?
And that's exactly. Hence the whole fort.
People from Egypt, are they buying all of our gold and reserves to where we have no gold? Like, where is it at?
I don't know.
That would be my first thing is, okay, there was gold in this London warehouse, but now it's no more because they sold it for whatever reason. Who did they sell it to? Where did it go? Are those people stuck?
Yeah, who's accumulating? Yeah. No, right. I gotcha. And I mean, we know, because I think you and I have talked about it, to be honest, that a lot of the central banks are hoarding gold at this point for obvious reasons, because, fiat is just a Ponzi scheme. So they're hoarding gold. And now you obviously, I mean, we hear about China hoarding gold all the time. All of these other nation states. And again, gold has been money since like the beginning of time. So I understand why they focus on that. But the fact that the stockpiles of gold available to be purchased are pretty much gone at this point, I don't know. It should make everybody just a wee bit nervous, if you ask me.
Right.
Just a wee bit nervous. I mean, think about it. What's coming? What's coming? We're already into huge inflation numbers, things we've talked about already. We've got debt crawling out our ears, and now the things that become the hedge, they're hitting all-time highs. I mean, we got gold teetering in and out of that 3K mark, right? And now you've got the suppliers, the major warehouse suppliers of gold, pretty much saying, sorry, can't help you. Can't help you. Which also to me explains why people probably, you hear more and more of it, especially if you're on X. It's a lot of it on X. But I mean, even outside of there, calling for an audit of Fort Knox. And we're going to take a look. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me go take a quick look and see where that poll stands right now. I asked the question, do you think this administration will actually audit Fort Knox? The majority of you guys are positive about this. 61% are saying yes, 39% saying no. What about you, Joe? What side of the coin are you on with that? And I'll end the poll a little bit later.
For this one, I voted no. Now, granted, do I think they're going to audit it? Yes. Do I think they're going to give us the true results? No. It would crash the market. Like it would, everything depends on the dollar, the whole economy, the whole world.
Yes,
depends. Like
world.
They base of it, their money off of our money, because we base our money off of gold. But if we show people that we don't have any gold, then what's our money backed by? Nothing. It's paper. So because of that reason, they may go in there and be like, wow, we're in some trouble. So we're going to say that we have it, or maybe 80% of it, which they may not even have 20%, but they may say that they have 80% of it just for the world's sake. It's in the best interest for the world. And then the markets don't crash as hard. The economy takes a bit of a hit and then recovers, which would be much better than saying, man, I saw a meme where it had nothing but IOU stickers. I owe you this, I owe you. And I mean, just filled with them. And it would be much better for the economy knowing that, okay, only 20% is gone. So they won't tell us the truth because they can't. I mean, like, if I wanted Donald Trump or anybody to lie to me, it would be for that. And that only, because it would literally destroy the economy as we know it, in my opinion.
I think you're spot on. Your opinion is it's perfectly legit. And now here's the other piece to that, Joe. You're saying, okay, maybe they got 80%, but even that 20% being missing will, I don't know, that worries me. I think that might just destroy the world economy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's easier to recover 20%, even though all of it's gone. Let's just say they only had 20%, but they're saying they have 80, so they're only missing 20. That's much easier to bounce back from or recover, because it will come down, because everybody's like, oh, well, we've been lied to and this and that. And
yes.
So everything's going to come down, but it's much easier to recover from 20% versus the actual truth of whatever the truth may be.
Of whatever the truth is. Now, I think it's funny when you started giving your opinion, I was going to say, have you been reading my mind? What are you doing? You know, because honestly, that was my first thought process. And as I thought about it more, I honestly came to the conclusion I'm in the no camp. I'm in the no camp. So I'm on the minority of that.
It would cause panic.
Well, and that's my point. I think that as much as Doge and Elon and Trump have gone and been like just eviscerating all this bull that's been going on in our government, I think that in order to do that and put out that particular set of information about whatever gold is left in Fort Knox, even if it's all there, I think that, I think they're going to avoid the audit. I think he's going to try to avoid that audit at all costs. That's because then he may feel obligated to be like, okay, I gotta put this information out there. And you're right. That would, I can't even imagine what the reverberation of that would be. And can I just bring up one other thing too? We talked just a few minutes ago about central banks and other countries hoarding gold, right? Well, what if the U.S. has been doing that? So now instead of 100% gold in there, we've got 125% gold in there. I think that would be almost equally as detrimental to the world economy as if we didn't have 25% of it. We only had 75%. And because then people around the globe are going to be like, what the hell is the US hoarding gold for? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking things here a little bit. But yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Andrea in the house, appreciate you being here. Did you hear you can't get gold spray paint? Somebody bought it off. Yeah,
Right.
see, that's the other piece too. You got to verify. You got to make sure that the gold that's actually there is the gold, right? It is gold. LBC is in the house. Appreciate you being here, sir. I know you've probably been here a little bit, and yeah, obviously because we were talking about HBAR. So just getting into it, yeah, HBAR for RWAs, absolutely. Excuse me. Wick is saying now they can displace the millions they've saved into paying for Trump's security detail to golf 150 days out of the year. Oh my goodness. There it is. There it is. And Bedell saying Biden sold all of our gold, just like the crypto. You know, he might have. I wouldn't throw any of that by anything. But I did want to bring this one up. And again, links to this is, and everything else I'm going to show you is in the description. So go ahead and check it out. But those of us who are here probably all know who Robert Kiyosaki is. Definitely big gold bug. And hey, you know, a big Bitcoin bug these days. So I just wanted to go through what he said here. And it kind of, we've already kind of touched on this a little bit, Joe. But just for the fact that it's coming from him. So
right.
his thought process. What if Trump finds gold in Fort Knox is missing? He says, I doubt gold is missing. Well, he's more optimistic than me. But I want to believe the gold is there. But what if the gold is missing? The U.S. economy would collapse. The dollar would crash. The world would be in chaos. Amen. And inflation would wipe out millions of people, families, and businesses. Yeah, you know, I didn't even think about the inflation end of that when we were chatting, Joe, but that makes good sense, right? Inflation will
the
just...
dollar will be worth nothing.
Exactly.
It's based off of gold. It's just paper.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. There's nothing backing the U.S. at that point. Yep. I get you. And you may want to own a gun with bullets and practice. I love it. Oh, I missed a sentence. Sorry about that. Just in case gold is missing, I own gold, silver, and Bitcoin. See, I told you, big about Bitcoin. The US dollar will be toilet paper. Yep. And silver will be king. And to the point of, for those who watched many of the last few interviews with Daniel Diaz, he shows you the silver rounds that you can literally break off and use as money and so on. And that's actually a good idea to have. Anyway, then to just finish this up, because now that I'm back on track here, and you may want to own a gun, bullets, practice. Again, with so much change and turmoil in the world, it's always a good time to take a moment and ask yourself, what if?
It's scary.
Amen.
It's really scary.
But it's truth, though. I mean, truth. Yeah. And you know, he brings up a good point, you know, about silver, and I know we've talked a lot about gold, but it makes sense that if you're looking for spendable money, to have stuff like those silver rounds. Right. And I'm sorry I didn't prep for having that information from our interviews with Daniel Diaz here today. So you're going to have to check back on my channel and find those interviews, both Matrix Money Podcast and on my streams. What's this? No, we still have aircraft carriers backing USD, just like since Nixon. Sorry. choking here. That's the other piece people say, right, Joe, that we back the US dollar with the military, and there's something to be said about that as well. But you got to pay the military, right? I don't know, just saying. Sorry, I need a drink, guys.
For me, my biggest question is, okay, so I get it, the gold is not in the London Reserve or whatever it is. Same thing with Fort Knox, it's not there. If it's not there,
Right. If
my question is, who's buying that gold? Like, who can buy that gold? Because I thought that was like not for sale. Like, this is what's keeping our money. So, like, who would be able to buy that gold, and where is it? That would be my biggest thing. Not so much that it's okay, we don't have it, I get it, but who bought it?
No,
To me, that would be my question.
And legit question, Joe. Legit question. I mean, I forgot exactly when it was, but I mean, the last time we shipped gold is if I'm wrong, tell me in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, tell me in the comments. But as I recall, the last time gold got officially moved out of Fort Knox, it was being recalled by Germany. And I think it took up to like 7 years for them to actually get their gold back, if I remember correctly, something like that. Anyway, again, I might be a little on the details there, but I'm pretty sure I'm close to on the money about that. Andrea is saying, I can't wait to start selling some Eagle and Morgans. Okay. And Trade Intuition, the government took it and used it for 100x leverage. There you go.
No.
Exactly. No. Well, okay. If that's the case, here's my last piece. Again, link is in the description. Actually, no, I don't think. I think I might have not put this link in there, but here it is. Oops, sorry. The gold reserves in Fort Knox have not been audited in over 50 years. Truth.
Scary.
While Bitcoin is audited every 10 minutes. Don't trust, verify. Those is the facts right there.
Yep.
Those is the facts. And why having Bitcoin has as part of the strategic reserve is critical. It's just critical for the United States as a whole. Jesse, welcome back. Still having dinner, but listening. You're allowed to eat, man. It's cool. Appreciate you still listening. We're going to be heading over to Joe's stream shortly. Let me just get rid of this. Matter of fact, we'll start wrapping things up here a little bit. We're going to head over to Joe's stream in about 6 minutes or so. Joe, is there anything that you want to throw out to everybody while we're still here? And then I'll give them a wrap on what I've got coming for the week.
No, just tune in, watch my shows. I show you how to trade in the most simplistic form. Literally, it's not complicated. And I see a lot of other people and they're great traders, great everything. It's just really difficult to comprehend sometimes, especially if you're brand new. All these terms and everything else. I just break it down. I mean, you see what I do. I just break it down super, super easy. And I answer questions before you have them. And questions you're either going to have or haven't thought of yet. Because I've done this so many years that I know what you're going to ask. And so I just go from the ground up.
Yeah, and you break things down so well. And there's something to be said for that, Joe. That just is. I mean, a lot of people can't or don't break it down into bite-sized chunks, like they say, how do you eat a whale? One bite at a time,
Yeah, and one thing, like, for me, and I do this on a lot of streams that I go to, I ask them a question just to see if they can verbalize their thought process. And like, they're really smart, like great. Like, I'm watching them and I've been watching them for a while, or, just different channels. And it's like, okay, I like this dude. I just, start watching maybe a month ago or 6 months ago, whatever it is. And then I'll throw out a question, and then I'll see that they're kind of like stumbling on the question. And it could be because they have so much information that they're trying to funnel it down. But like, for me, like, I'm doing this all day, and like, these are the questions that I had. So whenever I'm giving you the information, it's like, boop, here you go.
Exactly. Exactly. I get it. Unfortunately, if we verify, the economy will collapse. Yeah, if
100%.
there's any discrepancy there, you're right, Andrea. You're right. I mean, whether it's, in my opinion, whether it's more or less, it's not a win-win for the U.S. And Jesse's saying Kelly L has learned a lot from you, Joe. There you go. Listen, anybody can learn from Joe. I'm even like simple minds like mine can learn from Joe.
I got a simple mind, my friend. That's why I'm able to teach this stuff, because there's a lot of people that are like crazy smart, but when they talk with big words and just overcomplicate things. And like I said earlier today, I was watching somebody else and literally took 15 minutes to explain why they're bearish. Me, I said it in like 8 seconds. Unless it breaks, if it keeps on breaking the low, it's gonna go down. It's literally 6 to 8 seconds of explanation. Bearish or bullish, 6 to 8 second explanation, you're done. So yeah. But speaking about that,
again, easy to understand. There's no cloud, no cloud there whatsoever.
Right. Speaking about understanding, I'm gonna go ahead and take off. Y'all guys stay here to the end of the show. You're gonna be automatically forwarded to my stream. I have a few minutes to get everything set up, and then we will see you later on.
All right. We'll see you there, Joe. Thanks again for being here, man. Appreciate you.
You got it. We'll see you soon. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. All right. I just closed out the poll, everybody. That was for the stream when you came in. And here are the results. The question was, will this administration, so will the Trump administration, actually audit Fort Knox? 57% of you, so there was a slight change, but 57% of you said yes, that you believe that this administration will audit Fort Knox. And then 42% said no. And I'll tell you what, like I said, I am still in the no camp for the reasons I've stated. So if you missed that, I'm sorry. I ain't got enough time to go through it all again. Bottom line is, if there's any discrepancy, shock waves through not just the U.S. economy, but global economy. Definitely, definitely could just destroy things. See, I don't know. Like I said, originally I was like with Joe, saying that, okay, maybe he'll do it and then, lie to us a little bit about it. But as I thought about that more, I'm thinking he might just try to avoid it, period. All right. So let's wrap this up here. Let's get you to what I got going for the rest of this week. I will be going live tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I haven't even quite got it together yet. I'm not even sure. I think Bedell is going to be with me for sure. My plan is, as of this moment, my plan is to talk about the Bybit hack. I know we mentioned it just briefly today during the stream, but to go into a little bit more detail, I know it's probably been played to death. But the angle or conversation that I was looking to talk about more on that particular live stream was the fact that there was even a consideration by the Ethereum Foundation to roll back the ETH blockchain. It brings me back to conversations and why I am not a fan of Ethereum. But again, watch for that live stream tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be at least myself, Bedell. We'll see if anybody else is able to jump in there. So watch for that. And then I'll be dropping a couple of videos, some clips from some of the highlights that we've had over the last videos during the course of the last couple of weeks. And then, of course, Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time for Crypto on the Rocks. All right, that's going to do it. I appreciate everybody showing up here. Thank you to everyone from Piper Academy who came in and has been lurking in the background or active in the chat. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate you very much. And we're all going to head over Ray Joe's live stream. He should be going live right about now. So join me there, go in the chat, tell him CCM Raid, and let's go give him a little bit of love and enjoy what he's got to offer. All right, we're out. Joe and I will see you next Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Thank you, everybody. Stay tuned. Head over to Joe. See you there.